Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Just loving you. If anyone should ever write my life story, for whatever reason there might be.
Good morning and happy Monday to all of you guys. Man, it's been a great weekend here in the 618, and right off the bat, I am finally feeling a little bit better. Remember last week it was getting a little rough on me, but man, I'm telling you what, so Friday I still wasn't feeling the best. Before we get into who's coming down the pipeline, we'll talk about that in a second. Saw Jeff Lynne's Electric Light Orchestra, the greatest concert I've ever been to in my life. That guy can just play. It was awesome. And then what I thought was cool is there were so many people in town that went down there that night too. Anyway, had a great night there, but big shout out to Charles and the video team at Riverbender because we did our live show from the Alton Expo on Saturday. Well, I had a club soccer game at 2:15. We got back right before the start of the show. I made it within 2 minutes, and because of Charles being on top of one, we were all set up and ready to go. Thank you to all who tuned into the Expo show. We had a lot of people watching, and just really cool to see downtown Alton on a Saturday really just come to life, and so many people having fun all night long. I'm just going to be honest with you. I was one of the people that had a little bit too much fun, but we're here recovering now on a Monday, and we got a great show for all of you. Hey, coming down the pipeline in just about a couple minutes or so, we're going to be talking to the Village of Medora. Their 150th anniversary celebration is coming down the pipeline. We'll get the details on Medora's birthday party and ways that we can go and be a part of it. That comes down the pipeline at 9:20. At 10:10, that belongs, as always, to Grid Solar. Grid Solar was going to be joining us, and this time we're going to be talking to Ryan about the solar industry. Really great education every time they're on. And don't forget, in just 2 more weeks, we're going to be actually doing my own solar quote together in the studio, so you guys can kind of get a mindset and an idea on how it works. Really good stuff. Then at 10:30, we're going to be talking to Adam Marburger, one of my just a great guy and one of the friends of the show now at this point. He has Riverbend Rescue that he's talking about today, a really great organization just started. We're going to learn the backstory and then an upcoming event that we can be a part of. I forget the name of it exactly. I think it's Keys for Kids. A great event, though, with a great backstory. So many people are already supporting it. So Adam will join us and fill us in all about that and so much more. But at 9:04, I'm tired of rambling. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you can join myself and you can join 70,000 people. Yeah, sorry, 70,000 people. Let me say that with conviction. Each and every day of the work week that just get an email called Around the Riverbend. You can put your email address into the riverbender.com sign up button today. It's free, and then you are in the know with your daily dose of local. Tragic news first. We'll take you to East Alton. A juvenile was struck by a vehicle on Friday in the 400th block of North Center Street. Here's what we know. It prompted an emergency response from the East Alton Fire Department, and firefighters found the injured pedestrian near Cutter Park, and due to the severity of the injuries, called for an Arch medical helicopter. The juvenile was airlifted to a hospital in St. Louis for further treatment. We will have more updates for you. This story will be updated in just a few minutes' time. Riverbender.com gives all of the positive vibes and atmosphere we can to the family affected. In an impressive display of high school football, the Althoff Catholic overwhelmed St. Teresa with a crushing 61-0 victory. And now other notable matches included Quincy defeating Alton 42-13. Nokomis shut out Argenta Arena 49-0. Belleville East edged out Pekin 28-21. That was a close one. Highland narrowly triumphed over Momet Seymour 42-41 in a thrilling contest. In Calhoun, they secured a close win against Camp Point Central 14-3. We had a lot of people weighing in on that game too. While Greenville dominated Hillsboro 41-7. In cross-state action, Buchanan out of Missouri beat O'Fallon 55-20. And South Central saw Greenville and Vandalia secure wins over Hillsboro and Staunton, respectively. The week was filled with exciting matches, and Riverbender.com has it all at riverbender.com/sports for your area recap from our local teams. Also in the news today, a 62-year-old man was seriously injured in a crash near Nilo Farms at the Jersey County-Madison County border on Sunday afternoon. Here's the latest. Jersey County Sheriff Nick Manns reported that the man was in critical condition. When he was flown from the scene by survival flight, the incident prompted a swift response from multiple agencies, including the Jersey County Sheriff's Office, Brighton Fire Department, the Godfrey Fire Department, Illinois Conservation Police, and the Alton Memorial Ambulance. More details and an update on the man's condition are expected to be released later today, according to Sheriff Manns. Following up on Calhoun's victory against Camp Point, it was a match everyone in Calhoun had been waiting for. The Warriors had faced off against the defending IHSA Class 1A state championship champions Camp Point Central in a thrilling game on Friday night. The Cougars, who had defeated Calhoun 32-14 in last year's playoff, well, it started strong with a touchdown just 21 seconds into the game. However, Calhoun responded immediately and kept the game competitive with just 2.4 seconds left. Senior linebacker Connor Longnecker scored a 2-yard rushing touchdown, securing that 14-13 victory over the Warriors. The win marks Calhoun's biggest in recent memory, improving their record to 2-0 on the season. Finally in the news this morning, Alton Little Theater's long-serving artistic director, Kevin Frakes, is set to retire this December. After more than 57 years with the organization, Frakes, who also builds sets and handles the administrative duties, will conclude his tenure with the theater's production of A Christmas Carol. Eric Sykes will take over as the new executive director in January, combining the roles of executive and artistic director. Lee Cox, the current executive director, will transition to a mentorship role until May of next year. Frakes plans to enjoy retirement by traveling with his wife, but will remain available to assist Sykes, confident in his successor's vision for Alton Little Theater. We were joined by Eric, Kevin, and Lee last Thursday, and we're talking about this transition for the community staple. For more information and more details, you can watch that at riverbender.com/daily show. 9:08, let's look at weather, and my screen is not lying to you. No. It is 51 degrees in downtown Alt. Isn't that amazing? It is the second week of September, and life's looking good for all of us today. As we're waiting for the weather to turn on for us, the River Bend is experiencing some sunny weather today. Now, current temperatures right now, 51 degrees. The skies are mostly clear, and a little bit of a tidbit, 9% cloud cover today. Visibility, excellent at 11 miles. Winds are light, coming in from the east-northeast at 1.1 miles an hour with gusts up to 2. Air pressure looking pretty good. Now, temperatures today are going to warm up to 81 degrees by the afternoon. However, the evening will be clear and cold, with temperatures dropping back down to around 46 degrees. I'll take it and run. Looking ahead to the next few days, Tuesday will be a warm and sunny with temperatures ranging between 52 in the morning and going all the way up to 87 by the afternoon. But Wednesday will see increasing cloudiness and temperatures between 59 and 90 on Wednesday. Now, Thursday is going to have a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 89 degrees. However, that tropical rainstorm is expected late at night, continuing into Friday with a high of 74 degrees and a couple of thunderstorms due to that rainstorm coming in. There's no current weather alerts in effect for the county, so go out today and enjoy it. Right now, in downtown Alton, at 9:10, it is not 80. It's not 8:32, but at 9:10, let's take a final check at your air quality alert if we can get that far. Man, it's a Monday right here on our website. Well, while I have you, it's 51 degrees at 8:32, and that's a look at what's happening around the river bend. Hey, while I have you, it is getting cold. It is. Just hear me. I get what you're saying, and I know that one of you went, "Oh, stop! It's only been 2 days." Just hear me out. I know Walgreens is already putting out Halloween candy. Get over it. It's here. You know, summer's done. But in the meantime, you got a couple of weeks. And if you're like me, you cram everything in at the last couple of weeks of the season while the weather's nice and you work really hard and then you're exhausted for the next 2 months while it's pitch black outside and cold. Well, what I'm talking about is going to RP Lumber. Listen, you have some last minute projects that you need to finish before the start of the colder weather. I've been there. Trust me, I know it. And at RP Lumber right now, 20% off on almost anything you can fit inside this bucket. So let me tell you about this promotion. This is really cool. So if you buy a 5-gallon bucket at RP Lumber, 5-gallon bucket, this is like the greatest thing I've seen in a while. 5-gallon bucket for $4.99. That's your shopping bag, okay? You can get 20% off on almost anything you can fit inside that bucket. I mean, think about it. Extension cords, tape measures. I mean, we're talking spray paint, levelers. Hell, screws, screwdrivers. You can fit a lot in a 5-gallon bucket, folks. I mean, I'm getting excited here at 912 for a reason. What a deal. I mean, think about it. RP Lumber has the best service, the best value, and for 1 week, that bucket sale is on September 9th through the 14th. How about this? I'm not trying to get you in trouble. All I'm saying is, why don't you go with maybe your wife, maybe your children, grandchildren, your best friends, grab 5 or 6 of you, and then you all go in on the bucket deal together. So all of you got 6 buckets, you're going in there, and you're just grabbing and going. You know what I'm saying? And you're saving 20% off on almost anything you can fit in that bucket. Now, you need to buy the 5-gallon bucket for $4.99. That's your shopping bag. No different than Aldi when you want to buy one. You know what I'm saying? Then you put anything you want, from tape measures, protective eyewear, extension cords. Hell, I bought solar stuff, all that good stuff. If anything you can fit into this bucket, it's almost all of it 20% off until the 14th of September. Now, all you got to do is go to the riverbender.com site today on your desktop or mobile. You'll see that RP Lumber banner right there. Ashley and Brandon do such a good job. And you click on that wallpaper, or just do this. Go to rplumber.com/promotions. You'll go to a select your store tab. Here, I'll take you to it now. All you do is select your store, click on that, and you are good to go, and you're starting to see all those savings, and it'll match up with what is on the site. Go to rplumber.com. That's rplumber.com for more information, or just stop into any of the storefronts, and don't forget to tell them that we sent you over their way. That's riverbender.com sent you over their way anyway. All I know is, man, 20% off anything you can fit in a 5-gallon bucket. It's got me ready to run to RP Lumber. That's a look at what's happening around the river bend at 914, by the way. 56 degrees. It feels like 63 in downtown Alton. For time and temperature as well, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back. Rehab, recover, and return home. Okay, I got the air quality alert to come up, or air quality index, and I'm wondering why I'm choked up. For all of you out there going through some stuff, ragweed is out of this world today at 275. Grass is up at moderate levels, and the air quality is a little bit rough right now. So if you're kind of feeling like I am and going, I didn't even do anything to feel like this, trust me, I do it all the time. I'm like, why am I feeling hungover? And I didn't even go out. It's the sinuses, and that air quality alert's available in real time all the time at riverbender.com/weather. All right, why don't we do this? We'll take a look at Skycam, and we'll come back with more of our daily show right after this.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry.
Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on Riverbender.com.
Baby, everything is alright. Uptight, out of sight. Baby, everything is alright. Uptight, out of sight. I'm a poor man's son from across the railroad track.
Oh, welcome back. Daily Show, smacking you in the nose on a Monday. I may or may not have made an uh-oh. Village Medora is going to join us at 10:30, and then Adam Marburger will join us at 10:50. My apologies about that. You know, sometimes you just read the calendar wrong. Hey, why don't we do this? We got time to talk, so why don't we take advantage of it, shall we, folks? On the state and history, let's have some fun with it. And by the way, wanted to tell you, I am a couple of days away from adding some new components to the show, and I'm really excited about it. And we'll have some new fun segments, and hopefully ones that don't get me, taken off the internet. We'll find out in a couple of days. Hey, on this date in history, let's start off with the big stuff. On this date in 1976, Mao Zedong, who died on this date in 1976, emerged as the undisputed Chinese communist leader following the Long March and dominated China in the period after the communist takeover in 1949. But on this date in 1976 was the death of Mao Zedong. That's a pretty big date for history, folks. Also, on this date in history, Elizabeth II became the longest reigning monarch in British history, surpassing Victoria's record reign of 63 years and 216 days. On this date in 1998, Kenneth Starr, sent to Congress to report on his investigation into the actions of U.S. President Bill Clinton in the Whitewater affair and subsequent matters, including Clinton's improper sexual relationship with Monica Lewinsky. My fellow Americans, I have not been very truthful to you. On this date in 1966, American comedian and actor Adam Sandler, who is known for his portrayal of endearing characters, well, to say the least, was born on this date in history. In 1956, the legend Elvis made his first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, and on this date in 1948, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was proclaimed, and that set the stage for the Korean War. On this date in 1941, a little bit of music for you too, American singer and songwriter, one of the greatest, Otis Redding, and again considered one of the great soul stylists of the 60s, was born on this date in the year 1941. And, there you go. That's a look at what happened on this date in history. On this date in music history, let's start out with this one. In 2005, Terry Howard, the studio engineer accused of stealing recordings belonging to the great one, Ray Charles, was cleared of all charges in an LA court. Howard, who had worked for Charles for 20 years, had been arrested in February after a dozen of recordings belonging to Ray Charles Enterprises were seized from the home. Also, on this date in 1995, one of the greatest songs I think ever recorded, Coolio, featuring LV, scored his first U.S. #1 with Gangsta's Paradise. The song sampled the chorus as 1976 Stevie Wonder song Pastime Paradise and featured in the 1995 movie Dangerous Minds starring Michelle Pfeiffer. Coolio was awarded a Grammy for the song. On this date in 1992, Nirvana's Chris Novoselic, I always get that one wrong, knocked himself unconscious during the MTV Music and Video Awards after being hit on the head with his guitar after throwing it up in the air. We all can't be winners. On this date in 1989, New Kids on the Block scored their second U.S. #1 with Hangin' Tough. And, well, one final one for you. On this date, this song in 1965 was at #1.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got a showing.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on Riverbender.com. Welcome back to Our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
I still have some love to give. Won't you show me that you really care? Everybody got somebody.
Welcome back, 10:33. All right, Chris, I've never asked you this. I waited to the air.
Okay.
Kucinaric or Kacernic?
Kuzneric.
Gosh dang it. Dad, you let me know. You know, anytime we get to talk about our student athletes, and we got some really great ones here in the school district, it's always great to talk about the start of the year because it seems like everyone kind of gets their hats back on, whether you're a parent, a business, you name it. And we all start focusing on the local athletics. And Chris, how's it been since the school year started just 3 days ago?
Well, it's craziness as always, but we're starting to settle in. And, you know, every year's a new year. And so you have that freshness and excitement with new kids coming into the building, new teachers, administrators, et cetera. And, but no, we're excited, looking forward to this week. This is a big week for us leading up to the annual Red and Gray scrimmage on Friday night at Public West Stadium.
Well, and I mean, that's one of my favorites because it seems like right off the bat from 4 o'clock, even before everything starts, West starts to get full up. And then there's like these mini rivalries in themselves, all lighthearted, of course, but just, you know, maybe families and friends sticking next to each other and kind of having those friendly ones. But nothing more fun for me personally at Alton High than the Red and Gray scrimmage game to start every year.
Yeah, it should be a fun night. Obviously, we'll have the boys soccer team that will be scrimmaging. The girls volleyball team is going to scrimmage inside of West Elementary once again. And then we'll have our football team scrimmage. This year is a little bit unique because the IHSA is allowing teams to actually scrimmage another high school.
Whoa.
And so this is something that's totally different. First time ever. They're calling it a week 0 game. And so we actually have made an agreement with Granite City. So Granite City will be coming in and scrimmaging our varsity team versus their varsity team. The parameters are each team gets 24 plays on offense. So we're going to break it down to 12, 12, 12, and 12. But it'll give, obviously, our kids an opportunity to go against someone different than who they've been practicing against all week. No special teams, no kickoffs, no punts,
really
that type of thing. Yeah. So it's basically plays. If there's a turnover of some sort, of fumble and interception, you just go back to the line of scrimmage and continuing your segment of 12 plays in a row. But we're excited. It'll be something we think is going to be kind of neat. Next year, we'll return to Granite and go down to Granite. So we'll probably have to tweak our annual Red and Gray scrimmage a little bit. But no, it should be a unique situation, but should be a lot of fun.
I really like that, though, because for a lot of student athletes, regardless of whatever sport it is, it seems like that first couple of minutes of the first game of the season is always nerve-wracking. And hell, if you fumble a snap, at least you don't have to worry about going and picking it up in the end zone. You know, it's let's get our reps together. Let's go out there and get everything going on the same page. And for the fans, that's exciting, too, to have another team come in.
Yes, exactly. And so it's something that's similar. Over in Missouri, they do what they call jamborees, and they actually do it for all their team sports. So like soccer, basketball, baseball. I could see this mushrooming and to maybe affecting possibly other team sports down the road. I think once some of the other team sports see the success, because it is kind of neat, getting an opportunity to go against someone different than your own team. And so you get some of those butterflies out of the way, like you said, and get a chance to put the uniform on and go against someone different before that first game when it really counts.
Well, and I wanted to ask you about just some of the things in the offseason that maybe the public's not aware of is one of the coolest things was this new summer league that you guys have on Sundays with every soccer team. It
Yes.
seemed like came out to West and had these really nice pickup games. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, that was something, and a lot of that goes to Coach Nacella. It was something
I
that
don't give him credit.
You know, I got to, but they'd done it over at Roxana the year before, and we'd participated, and Roxana didn't want to continue it, and so credit to Greg, he grabbed onto it, and it went extremely, extremely well. They're playing, across the field, so they've got actually 4 teams going out there at one time, which is kind of nice. I think it was 9 versus 9, if I remember right, and just a nice setup where they get down there. We've got great facilities.
Yeah, you do.
It was in the evening, so we didn't have to worry about weather too much as far as with cooler temperatures typically. But that's a credit to Greg to give his chance, to give his kids a chance to get out there and play.
Well, also I heard there's a new some improvements going on to the Alton High soccer field. Is that coming down the pipeline?
Yes, that's coming down the pipe. Hopefully next spring we'll be turfing that field, which is exciting. We'll also be turfing the infield of our varsity baseball field and turfing the infield of our varsity softball field. And so that'll be a project. We were hoping that was going to get started sooner than later. The anticipation that we have for the spring is obviously sky high because of it's going to help us so much more in terms of not having to worry about rainouts as much in softball and baseball. And then with the soccer field, we also are going to put in football lines. So as far as practice, band, it's really going to be a multi-purpose situation.
Well, and I like that because at first I used to never like the shared field until I saw it in action. When you go down to West and you drive by it and you see everyone kind of working together, and I think it creates more of a dialogue for the teams as a whole, because I think for a success, and you know more about this than I do, but for a successful athletic department, you got to have all the teams on the same page and openly communicating in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, and that helps.
Yeah, you definitely see that down at West, and we'll see it up here at Piasol Motor Fuel Stadium once we get that turfed. Multiple teams practicing at the same time, and it just gives you so many more options. Our physical education department can use that; they can go up there. A lot of just different opportunities that we'll be able to utilize those fields once it's done.
I used to never like the turf baseball infield until I actually, with the River Dragons, just doing their PA announcing. It's crazy how well and true the field plays for being turf.
Yeah,
compared to dirt.
And that's something. You don't have to worry about the bad bounce per se. And then the thing is, more and more schools in our conference have went that route. Both Bellevilles have went that route. O'Fallon and Edwardsville already had. So that way it'll be a little bit more consistent for our teams. But the most important thing is being able to practice and play a more consistent basis. Unless you've got lightning or severe, thunderstorms, if you have a little bit of rain in the afternoon or a lot of rain possibly, clears up by game time, you're playing because it's going to drain and everything's going to be good.
Well, and then that helps the mental factor for the teams because that's a lot on, especially the spring teams. I always felt bad for, the tennis and the soccers out there, the girls' soccers and baseball and softball because, man, it's got to be tough that last week to try to cram some of the games in that you lost because of an afternoon shower.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and you're cutting it close. You're waiting to the last minute with busing and all this things. It definitely comes into play. But no, we're excited. Our baseball team in recent years has been fortunate enough we've been able to go out to Gordon Moore. They've worked really, really well. We've been able to go out at Hopkins and use that field, but our softball program didn't have that option.
Right.
We didn't have a turf field in the community, and so I'm real excited for our softball program being able to have that ability to play more games.
Really cool. You got a moment to stick around?
Oh yes, you bet.
Time's 10:40 on this Monday morning. We'll take a quick break. More of our daily show hits you next right after this on Riverbender.com and on Roku TV.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1,000,000. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back, 10:43. A little bit of change on this Monday morning, the 19th day of August, as we are continuing our conversation with all things Alton Athletics. You guys have one of these, seriously, Chris, one of the greatest supporting systems in the Alton Athletic Association. And what's it mean to you in your position as the Alton High School Athletic Director to go, hey, when I'm driving down the road, all of my athletes are being, showcased on banners. There's all this positivity. Paint the town red. Yeah. It's got to make the job feel good and a little bit easier.
Yeah, that Redbird Pride really shows out well, and it's really unique and cool for our community to be able to do that. Now, all the credit goes to the Alton Athletic Association of what they've done, and so they really have taken that up to a different level, and we're extremely appreciative. It's unbelievable how thrilled those kids are when they come in to get their pictures taken in late July for their banners or when they're selected, and then when they get a chance to keep them, because when they graduate and they move on, they get their banner, and it's just been a fantastic endeavor. And like I said, the credit goes to the people that were involved in that, mainly the Alton Athletic Association.
What's it like to know, too, that a lot of your athletes have not only achieved on the field, but they're achieving very highly inside of the classroom, too?
Yeah, that's something when you look at our athletic programs. Last year on the varsity level, we only had, if I remember right, only 3 or 4 athletic teams that did not meet the IHSA requirements for team recognition, which is having a 3.0 or higher unweighted, during their particular season. And so that is something that a lot of credit to the kids, obviously, also a credit to the coaches, because some of the coaches have really started to emphasize the academic side apart, because when they haven't seen their team listed in that top or above that 3.0, they've kind of used that as motivation. And so, yeah, it's been great. And that's something that we're very, very proud of, because they truly are student athletes. And we talk about that all the time. You're student first, athlete second, because ultimately sometime, the athletic side of things is going to end. But the things that you're doing on the student side of things are going to carry you all the way through the rest of your life.
Another good component, a great component for the department is honestly Andy in the training department. And I didn't realize the work that he has to do to really make sure in whether or not, the wet bulb is, where it needs to be, the temperatures are where they need to be to keep them safe. That way, plus on the flip side, being everywhere at, all places at all times. Fill me in on having someone like Andy a part of the team.
Well, Andy is top notch. He's as good as you're going to find. He's very, very, well liked and known really throughout the state of Illinois. He's very, very involved in the IADTA, which is his state association. But we, fortunately for the district, we appreciate everything that he's done over the years, and because of that, we've actually expanded his program, and we've hired an assistant athletic trainer this year.
Really?
And so we've taken it to another level. And all the credit goes to the district administration and our Board of Education, seeing the need that is there. And so we've actually hired a new assistant, a young gal by the name of Sydney Ray, who's coming down from Lewis University. And so she started just about a week ago. So the other thing is it's going to allow us to expand some of our athletic training abilities to the middle school, because that's been an area where they really have not had that when it comes to whether it be injury, prevention, whether it be treatment, whether it just be game coverage. And so now it's kind of cool and neat that we've got 2 certified athletic trainers, here working at Alton High School.
Well, and another thing I wanted to direct our public to, just in case, because, so many more are starting to share online and social media. Let me direct you to altonathletic.org. We'll take you over here now where you can see some of the upcoming matches to where you can share and support, but also to get some merchandise too and help support that way and keep the community pride going. It seems like the students at Alton High love all the merchandise, and they're just in for every bit of spirit where they can find too.
Yes, very much true. And that's something. And the website this year has got a new look this year. It's went to more of a collegiate look, which is kind of cool. And so, if there's ever any questions, if you want to see pictures of athletes, rosters, schedules, everything is on there. Various files and links that you might need, as a parent or student athlete. And so we try to update that almost daily, to provide information, for the people out in the community so they can follow things.
How about this? We'll just take you right to the team store. I'm loving this. What a website. This is easy to find, and just another way that we can support in a different way that is always good. And now getting back to the red and gray game, what's your favorite part of this? Because now that you've had a couple of years under the belt now and you're getting the reps in, what's it do it for?
I think just seeing everyone back, because we just get so many people to come back out. It almost feels like a normal home game. Seeing the people excited, coming out wearing their red and showing their pride. The Redbird Nest, usually have a great contingent that night too. But it's just neat to see everyone back together in that setting, because it is one of the more neater settings when it comes to high school sports, really in all of Southern Illinois, if not the state of Illinois. It's just a unique setting that it's really cool to watch a game there.
Well, and another thing, and I'm not saying this because you're here and a little bit bigger than me, but, not to patronize you, but you are really great at letting people work with you too. If someone's got an idea, I've noticed that, hey, just give me a call and let's see how we can make this work if we can. And there's been a lot of growth just that way, especially the coolest thing has been the Battle of the Bowl. I love the soccer game. I think it's one of my, because as a high school student, I tried for years to get us to play Marquette. Right. No one would do it. But it's just things like that. It's going out and knowing that, hey, I can pick up the phone and call and just say, hey, I'd like to do something if possible. And you're willing to always answer, it seems like.
Yeah, a lot of people were nervous, I think, at first, maybe on the administrative side of getting that series going again, both on the girls and the boys side. But so far during my tenure, it's been a great setup there. Both teams have competed and done well. Both sides have really won on both the girls and the boys side. And then we've had great crowds, really good crowds. And so, that's the thing that's been kind of neat is there's that rivalry, but it's been a friendly rivalry. Right. And I think that's important for the community.
That's why I love the district so much, because we have a unique setting with having some private schools in the area too, where maybe the kids that we were going to middle school with, well, now we just took a little bit of a different path, but we'll compete in a different way, with a friendly or some type of good cause to kind of go by that. But really, Chris, I just think you're doing a great job at the athletic department. Is there anything you need to direct our attention to?
No, just like I said, we're excited for this school year. And once again, we look forward to, having our fans out there, attending our games. We've obviously got the fall season going. We're excited. Also, we think, the winter season is going to be a lot of fun with the girls basketball program that we've got back. And then even the boys side of things, I think Coach Dudley's done a fantastic job. I mean, I think they're setting themselves up for a big winter too. And then when you lead into the spring, we've got our regional champs on the baseball side of things that will be returning a real good nucleus, and with Scott Harper.
Coach Harper's done a good job.
And so, I mean, we've got a lot of good things going on here at Alton High School, and we hope that the community will continue to support us like they have.
I'm glad you mentioned the winter sports, because I don't think I would have left this studio if I did not mention the Lady Redbirds. Man, everyone's really doing great, and it's got to be a great problem to have with all these teams firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it's been neat, and when you look at the fan base that has really just shot up during the last 5 years, and it's just been a lot of fun, and a lot of the credit goes to the girls and the coaches, and they definitely appreciate the support they get from the community.
Really cool. We'll take a quick break. Thank you so much for stopping by today.
No problem at all. Appreciate it anytime.
We'll have to do one again for the winter season too, definitely. Right. We'll take a quick pause here. here at 10:51. We'll wrap up the Monday that was right after this on Riverbender.com and on Roku TV.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on Riverbender.com.
Welcome back, 947. Look who I found. So we didn't talk last week.
No, we were busy.
That's good, because I needed you today.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Happy to show up. So
how's life treating you, Sydney? Did you survive last weekend?
I survived last weekend. Labor Day weekend was fun. I lived on.
Was it Labor Day weekend?
2 weekends, not this past.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But last weekend.
That's
so
right.
yeah, no, but I survived. How about you? How was your weekend?
Shoot. Jury's still out on that one.
That's fair enough.
So, we had a great talk when you came back into. It's like that lamp off of Shawshank. Hold on.
Oh no!
It's like in my. Well, we talked when you got back. You went to Colorado.
I went to Colorado for the weekend, for Labor Day weekend, which was really nice. Yeah.
And all I could think about, because you went to Boulder, correct, is Joey Diaz, because he always Boulder, Colorado. You know, it's when he kidnapped somebody and did a bunch of drugs and got arrested, became a comedian.
We did not have that interesting of a trip, unfortunately. Our trip was a little bit more low key.
Was this your first time in Colorado?
This was my second time. I went before when I was a kid with my family, which was really nice, but I went this time with a couple of friends, and we visited some buddies that have moved out there, and we just hung out. We had a nice time. We enjoyed the trip and saw some mountains, which is the best part, and did some hiking, and just generally, screwed around Colorado. It was a fun time.
Now, I gotta ask you, does the Coors Light come straight from that mountain?
I didn't see it. I can neither deny nor confirm, but
I was always told it was straight from the Rockies. That's why I drank the Coors Light. It's like water.
That's what they say. They say it's as natural as water, but what are you going to do?
So you would go to the Rockies again, but not by plane, potentially.
So what happened is I don't fly places, generally speaking. I'm a driver. I like driving. I'm not good at it.
You're
but
a very driven person.
Exactly. So, but this time we had such a short turnaround around, so we decided to fly out to Colorado, and it was very nerve-wracking. I didn't expect the plane to freak me out as much as it did, but it made me really nervous. I don't know if anybody else is scared of flying. I don't know. Are you scared of flying?
So,
or?
you know, this is going to sound awful.
No,
I
let's
have
hear
my own pre-flight ritual, so I'm never nervous. You know, it's only fear, no factor. You know,
share it.
I
Let's hear
may
it.
or may not go to Village Dispensary and eat a few edibles, and then I have my ride take me to the airport, and I'm good to go for an hour and a half. You know, nothing bothers me then. Now, if I'm coming back from a place and I don't have, you know, one of those gummies to keep my stress levels down, it gets a little nerve-wracking because I'm one of those people that can never prepare for a flight.
Yeah.
I've taken dozens of these damn things, and every time I know, pay for YouTube Premium for 3 days.
Yeah,
okay,
that's a good rule.
download the videos so that way you aren't sitting there, you know, twiddling your thumbs while some guy's coughing on you the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So I always sit there like this. That's why I think that little gummy helps because, you know, at least you can sit there in peace for 3 hours.
That's a great ritual. No, I
I'm being serious, you know.
I needed a page out of your book because I went in sober and
never.
I think I'd be too nervous to go in unsober, to be honest with you, because I was so amped up. I don't know why, but I was so nervous about getting through security, and even though it went completely fine. You know,
Right,
that's
never
of course it was completely fine. But the whole time I was so amped up about going through security and checking in and making sure I got to the gate, and then once we did that, then it was chill until we got on the plane, and then I was like this new host of worries of just being on the plane and oh my gosh, what if we crash and all that stuff.
So the best plane story I have, seriously, is the Lionel Richie story where he held up our flight to Rome. That was wonderful because I made sure I got a picture with him. But the other one, this was back when I was just going through a ringer of stuff. I mean, I was on brand new, like when I took psych medicine for like my OCD and stuff. I was on all this brand new medicine. So I'm freaking out in this plane, right? I'm like shaking my boots out. And this is 7 years ago when I, you know, before I, you know, got healthy and all that. So I'm sitting there on a plane and I'm like this. And then this, the most annoying woman I've ever met in my life. I'm telling you, I've never met a worse woman.
Yeah.
She goes, man, my anxiety is so bad today. I hope we don't go down, as I'm literally puking my guts up and having a massive panic attack. And she's like, do you get nervous too? Oh, no, I'm fine, honey. Just keep on talking to me while I'm sitting there about ready to puke my guts out and I'm having an anxiety and panic attack. No, your nervousness is totally warranted in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it's like getting run over by a car, you know? Like, you know, someone gets hit by a car and then you're going, you know, one time a golf cart ran me over. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
how dare you? How dare you say that to me right
junk.
now? Yeah.
That was the worst flight experience I had.
Well, I'm so sorry because that sounds just like not only is that nerve-wracking, but then you also got to deal with a stranger next to you talking to you, which is the worst part of any flight I discovered.
You know? Honestly, the most scary thing was flying over the ocean.
I could see that being really scary.
I did not like it at all.
Yeah.
And now, granted, this was a long time ago, so before my ritual even started, so I was more than sober over that ocean, but I kind of slept through it. But then the compartments of the plane started to peel, like the panels started to drop down when we were going across the ocean, like just like the ceiling of the plane was like just started dropping down.
Interesting. I don't like that.
A little
That sounds
nerve-wracking.
terrifying. Not a fan of that.
A little nerve-wracking.
No, luckily we didn't have anything that wild happen, but there was like some turbulence and stuff like that, and all of that is just part of flying, you know, like that just is like how it goes. But sitting there, I got my book out that I'm like gripping, not even reading, just like holding on to, and I'm chewing my piece of gum, and I'm just holding on for dear life as we get through this flight. So that's pretty much how that went for me for 2 hours.
How are your friends on the flight?
My friends couldn't care less.
Okay.
They were chilling. They were having a good time. They kept glancing at me to kind of be like, you good? Like, everything okay? And I had to be like, no, I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I got this under control.
Were they good flying partners?
They were good flying partners. We sat next. I got to sit next to them both times, which was nice because sometimes you just don't get to, right? So that was really nice to have a buddy. And they were great. We just kind of did our own thing.
Did you
on the
sit
flight.
middle seat or did you go the window?
I sat middle, which is fine by
See,
me.
I figured you would be middle seat in this experience.
Really? Why? What's your...
The nervousness was overtaking you. That's why you
fair.
sit middle.
That's true.
Because you don't have the flight attendant bumping you, and you don't have to look at the window.
That's a good point. Though it was beautiful when I looked outside. Like, don't get me wrong, it was gorgeous. Like, it was really cool. But definitely just the nerves. Once you got past the nerves, like once we took off, I was still nervous, but I was like able to breathe now. And so then it was like, oh wow, what a beautiful day this is. But up until then, it was just pure panic.
When I did, so was there like an in-flight movie or anything?
No, it wasn't that long of a flight, so
How
nothing
long?
too wild. It was about 2 hours, so it wasn't really bad at all. while I'm complaining. It really wasn't that bad, but it just made me nervous.
It just shows you how bad I am at geography because my flight to Vegas is like 3.5 hours. And I'm like, oh, Sydney's would have been a longer flight. No, don't think. Now that I'm putting two and two together, well, the reason I asked about the movie is when we were going to London the first time, my dad is one of the loudest laughers.
Really?
And he was watching that damn Bad Grandpa movie with Johnny Knoxville, like when it first came
really
out.
Good, yeah.
Oh my God, it was the loudest laughter I've ever heard in my life. Like the whole plane was just like hearing him laugh, and I could hear him through my headphones.
That's so funny.
But it's so funny because I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, stop laughing!" And then I start laughing, and everyone kind of watched the movie afterwards.
Yeah,
it kind of got a chain reaction going.
Nice, you guys set a trend.
Yeah, there's the trend setter. So you were, what's this Alien?
So there is in the Denver airport. I don't know if you've ever been to the Denver
have
airport,
not.
but apparently
I don't like aliens.
No, that's fair enough. That's a hot take, but that's fair enough. That's me with an alien. Apparently, in the Denver airport, it is known for having alien like memorabilia around. So in this case, they had like a statue outside of like the Voodoo Donuts. So we took a picture next to it. But because of this alien like stuff that's around and just kind of this like conspiracy that's behind it, there's this like theory that there's some sort of alien, like Area 51 element, like something hidden going on, secretive in the basement of the Denver airport. And I don't know if I believe in any of that, but I do think that the alien stuff was really cool.
I swear I saw this guy on Broadway last week. I am almost positive I drove by him.
Maybe, very possible.
So what'd you guys do?
So while we were in Colorado, we spent a couple of days just walking around the mountains. So we went up to Rocky Mountain National Park, which was beautiful. Highly recommend that. We walked around Boulder, and we went to a nightclub in Denver.
Colorado.
Exactly. It was just so fun. And we ended up going at the very last second. We went to a 3-story bookstore in Boulder, which I gotta say, that has got to be the peak of like the whole trip for me. That was great. Even though I couldn't buy anything because I didn't have room in my carry-on, but I was like, oh my goodness, this is the coolest place ever. So I got to go back. I've decided I've got to go back.
I think it's cool that you managed all this in a carry-on. That's veteran That's veteran air flight.
I was very impressed with myself. I'll be honest with you. I was very proud of myself. I did all of this with a backpack, and I was like, look at me go.
You know what? It's an art of packing. You're looking at someone that can pack 2 3-piece suits in a carry-on plus my 5 days of wear. So I get it.
Pretty good.
You
good
got
for
it.
you.
See, now do you do the bunching method where you like tie it up in a ball?
Fold it really closely.
But you put it in a ball?
You put it in a ball. I just roll it basically.
Yeah,
So,
roll it, and then you stack it into a ball, and you get multiple.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you here.
No, you're right for that, and that's how you stack it in. And I had the least amount of things to carry through the airport. Highly recommend. This was so easy, so it worked out well. Had to squeeze it, but it's okay. We made it work.
Who's Fiona Apple?
Fiona Apple is a musician who I love dearly.
Who is Elliott Smith? Another musician?
Another musician.
Love
dearly. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. But that was the thing. I'm on the plane and listening to like the most depressing music of all time.
Okay.
Like, that was because I will say I highly recommend both of these people, but they're very depressing musicians, and they're so good. But very much just sad.
Like Lana Del
music.
Rey depressing?
Sort of, but like a little grittier, a little angrier.
A little more real?
A little angry. They're a little pissed off. It's kind of fun. But I'm flying and having this like relaxing trip to Colorado while listening to this music, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, here we go.
So, believe it or not, in a couple of weeks, you can go to Piston Aviation and fly.
Yeah.
Learn to fly again.
That's awesome.
Would you do it?
Low key, all of this being said, I would totally take a flying class or whatever, because I think that would seem so interesting and so fun. So all of this being said, I'm a hypocrite because I'd totally do it.
So you can do that on the 27th with that flying. If you have a child, they can learn to fly. Or if you want to learn more about Fly Piston, listen to this Zero to Hero program. Normally for me, it's just 0 to 0. But the Zero to Hero program, financing's available for this. If you graduate with your pilot's license, you're paying this off within a year or two max. You know, it's IFR to Hero available, where you could literally become a pilot and have a new career within months. I mean, it takes 5 minutes to apply. You call 636-328-3750. That's the phone number, or just go to flypiston.com. That's flypiston.com. Getting back to Sydney and the airport. Okay. Like how I threw that
Yeah, that
library
was
number?
good. That was a good one.
I figured I could do this.
Very subtle.
when I went to Vegas in the summer, I said my goal was to play the airport slots.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't even give a damn about the casino. I'm like, there's something telling me to play these slot machines at the airport.
Interesting. How'd that work out?
I was begged not to.
Yeah.
I did not play the airport slots, so I didn't lose, but I didn't win. Then I went to the Flamingo and the Caesars and all that, and I lost my ass on the strip.
Yeah.
But I was in the airport, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this. Well, guess what happened?
Let's hear it.
Someone hit a damn jackpot on a hand pay.
Oh,
I'm telling you, those airport slots do pay off in case you're ever out there.
That's good to know, because I was looking for things to do. You know, there comes a point, once you finally get to the gate, you got over some of the anxiety of just getting through the airport. You sit down, you're charging your phone, you're drinking your coffee or whatever, and it just is like, now what? You know, because of course we're there 2 hours early.
Let me ask you this. Is it worse to be one of those people that buys $800 worth of lottery tickets and holds up the line, or the person that's got to take every damn article of clothing out of their bag, reset the whole thing, and then you're waiting another 10 minutes in security lines?
I'm gonna have to go. You know what? So rarely are you on a plane.
That's
right?
true.
So
That's true.
It's
I like
easier to
that.
get mad at the people at the gas station, but there's such a high anxiety situation of being in the airport security in the first place that we had that kind of happen where someone in front of us was like taking forever to get through.
Oh my God, I go crazy. Get out of the line!
Like could not follow directions whatsoever, and I was like twitching. You know, I was so stressed out, and I'm like, please hurry up, let's go through this. So that was terrible too. So I don't know, both are like pretty bad on an intense level. What do you think?
You know, I'm going to go with gas station.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
you're right. It inconveniences me more.
And yeah,
But,
more often.
You know, let me ask you that. I got like a minute left here. Let me ask you this. There is no bigger snippiness than somebody at an airport. Like,
That's
so many
true.
people are just ready to break at any time. You know what
So
I'm talking
true.
about? You can just see it in the room where you're like, oh my God, all it takes is one no, and this whole line is getting ready to erupt.
It is wild how intense everybody is. And that does not, when you're already stressed out, that does not make it easier. So yeah, no,
That's what I'm
everybody is so wound up.
Oh man. Well, you know, I love watching those airport videos of like just couples absolutely unloading on each other, like the honeymoon's ruined and all this stuff.
No, that's my worst nightmare, I think, to just like break down in the airport. I was like, but I was sitting in the airport and I was sitting on the plane and I was like, this might be weird, but I was like, this is a good place to like cry. This is a good place to like break down if needed, because it just seems like a liminal space. Like nobody knows me. I could go for it here. And I didn't, for what it's worth. I held it together, but it just occurred to me that this is a place where emotions could run very high if you needed
That's how
them
I
to.
feel about a hotel room.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I am like the worst. Because like it's so busy here. You can't really check yourself because of how fast things move around lately. So when you get to that hotel room during a trip, you're like, what are you doing with your life? You know,
It's a
you're
good
sitting
chance to
here,
just
you're taking time off of
embrace, yeah.
work, and there you go. There's somebody puking on the street next to you. What are you doing, CJ? You know, that's where I get with the hotel.
That's completely real. There's something very real about this, the chance to, something out of your normal life in a weird space, just the chance to break down.
If one listener said, Sydney, where should I go in Boulder, what would you tell them?
The 3-story bookstore, because that was awesome. But we also went to the farmer's market, which was beautiful, and vegetables and peaches and pastries and all kinds of great things. So I highly recommend.
Was it larger than Alton's Farmers Market?
It was one street, and Alton's is a whole parking lot. So I will say Alton's is kind of winning. So
Just saying. We got it made here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hey, Sydney, thanks for filling some time with me, and get back to working hard.
I'm on it.
10:02, or now it's 10:03. We'll take a quick break. 67 degrees in downtown Alton. We just hit top of the hour. We'll come back, a little bit of a news brief, then Grid Solar after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on Riverbender.com.
Welcome back, 10:06 on this Monday morning, the 9th day of September. CJ Nasello, it's Our Daily Show, Roku TV, Riverbender.com, and here's what's happening around the River Bend. We'll take you to Edwardsville first. In a gripping home opener at Tiger Stadium, Edwardsville narrowly lost to Indianapolis Lawrence Central, 22-21. The game's outcome hinged on special teams with a blocked punt, resulting in a safety and a missed 26-yard field goal by Hunter Lading in the final minutes. Now, despite a spectacular 90-yard kickoff return by Clayton Lacados and a subsequent touchdown, giving Edwardsville a brief lead, errors in all phases cost them. Head coach Kelsey Pickering acknowledged both the strengths and shortcomings of his team, emphasizing the need for improvement. Both teams now hold a 1-1 record heading into next week's games. Also in the news today, Alton Little Theater has appointed Eric Sykes as the new executive director starting January of next year. Sykes will combine the roles of outgoing artistic director Kevin Frakes and executive director Lee Cox, who will mentor him until the season ends in May. Sykes, currently managing director at Alfresco Performing Arts Center, expressed enthusiasm for the challenge and his passion for theater. Frakes and Cox believe Sykes will continue Alton Little Theater's tradition of high-quality productions. Sykes' partner Bethany may also contribute to the Alton Little Theater children's programs, and Sykes looks forward to his new role and the performances that are coming up at our public institution, Alton Little Theater. To get tickets, altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org. Also in the news today, from the City of Alton in a press release sent to Riverbender, the City of Alton is proud to announce the successful completion of a transformative infrastructure project with Train by Train Technologies, a global climate innovator, and CPS LLC aimed at revitalizing city facilities with a focus on energy efficiency, environmental justice, and diversity. Under the leadership of Mayor Goins, the project marked a significant achievement in improving the public buildings while promoting long-term sustainability and financial savings. The project focused on long-term energy efficiency improvements at City Hall, Public Works, and the police station. Train installed new HVAC-efficient equipment and thermal energy storage system at the police station and a unified web-based Trains console program, yielding an estimated energy savings of over $40,000 a year. In addition, the city utilized Omnia Partners National Cooperative Purchasing Agreement, ensuring cost savings through economies of scale. Alton taxpayers are benefiting from a prepayment discount negotiated with Train, saving the city $238,000. This is given to us from the city of Alton. To further reduce financial impact, Train pursued Ameren, Illinois' incentives on behalf, securing $102,000 plus in rebates. Alton also applied for a federal rebate under the Inflation Reduction Act with an expected $100,000 rebate for the thermal energy storage system to be received by the end of 2024. The project highlights the administration's dedication to revitalizing city infrastructure. This is just the beginning, Mayor Goins added. We will continue to pursue projects that improve our city's sustainability and create opportunities for citizens. This was a press release submitted by the city of Alton, and wanted to relay that seemed big savings in the form of energy efficiency. Also in the news today, a juvenile was struck by a vehicle on Friday in the 400th block of North Center Street, prompting emergency response from the East Alton Fire Department. Firefighters found the injured pedestrian near Cutter Park, and due to the severity of the injuries, called in an Arch medical helicopter. The juvenile airlifted to a hospital in St. Louis for further treatment. No additional details of the victim's condition have been released at this time. The road was closed following the incident. A 62-year-old man was seriously injured in a crash near Nilo Farms at the Jersey County-Madison County border on Sunday afternoon. Here's what we know. Jersey County Sheriff Nick Manns reported that the man was in critical condition and was flown from the scene by survival flight. The incident prompted a swift response from multiple agencies, including the Jersey County Sheriff's Office, Brighton Fire Department, the Godfrey Fire Department, the Illinois Conservation Police, and Alton Memorial Hospital. More details and updates on the man's condition are expected to be released later today. That's a look at what's happening around the River Bend. Let's take a look at your weather. Yep, that's right. 67 degrees out there in the 618. It feels like 73. Humidity is a little high today at 75. Today, nice with plenty of sunshine, and tonight, clear and cold. Get ready for this one. Hey, right now, the air quality is at 54 overall, which is ranked at moderate. The grass levels are moderate as well. Mold is low. Ragweed is high today, so if you're having some sinus problems, like me, that's probably why. The UV index is very high as well. Temperatures reach 81 degrees today. They'll drop down to 46 degrees tonight. Oh, yes, thank you, as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 87, a low of 52. And on Wednesday, we got a little bit of a warm-up coming in, a high of 90 degrees hitting us in the nose on Wednesday, and a low of 59 degrees. On Thursday, a high of 84, a low of 63. No rain in the forecast. However, on Friday, they're calling for thunderstorms. 90% chance of thunderstorms on Friday, but a high of only 74 degrees, a low of 62 as we head into Saturday. And that's a look at your next 5 days. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. Get on over here, microphone. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home. And while I have you, let me fill you in on Denise Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling before I send it to Skycam, because we got some time here. You know, Denise Sparks has a brand new service coming in, and that is roll-off dumpster rental. You can choose between a 10-yard, a 15-yard, a 20-yard, a 25-yarder, or a 30-yard dumpster. It is that simple. All you do is call 618-781-1407. That's 618-781-1407. This is a new offering from the Queen of Junk, now offering roll-off dumpster rental. And don't forget, whether you're needing junk removal, demolition services, or your weekly trash pickup, which so many people in Madison County are doing, you call 618-781-1407. Or for just your trash service, if you want to get on that trash list that so many people are on, my parents are never looking back, you call 618-433-1128. That's 618-433-1128 or sparksjunkremoval.net. And we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Ryan and Grid Solar. But while I have you, let's take a look at Skycam here, and then we'll come back with more of our daily show.
Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should, baby. Hurt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
I never thought I'd like this song.
now it means you're on
Right, I'm telling you. We are always going down Electric Avenue with Grid Solar LLC, gridsolarllc.com. Ryan in studio. You guys aren't busy.
No.
You know, how has it been since the last time we talked? Because Jason said that you guys have just been going nonstop. I mean, it's been really busy for you.
Yeah, it's one of those times where I wish I wasn't right, you know, about how many people would try to get in, you know.
You predicted it. Literally about a month and a half ago, you said everyone's going to call it the last couple of weeks to try to get in before we can really give out that deadline, and that's why you have to have a good crew.
Yep, it is. And, I mean, we're making adjustments to make sure that we can handle everything that came through, so we're confident.
I'm really excited to have you on today because Jason hinted at what we're going to talk about is that new kind of design that you guys are going to be seeing, or how designs are going to be rolled out now, with maybe some changes coming to that Ameren incentive and what that means for your solar system. And I'm excited to talk about it.
Sure. So because they're not giving you that full credit for everything you overproduce during the day anymore, right? So, you know, before, if you overproduce 50 kilowatt hours and you obviously at nighttime you didn't produce the 50 you needed, your bill was still zero because of what you overproduced during the day. So now they're not giving you that full credit. If you give them 50 kilowatt hours, they're going to give you the value of around 30 kilowatt hours back. So to prevent that less than advantageous trade-off, we're going to design most systems start with a battery.
Okay.
Because the battery will give you 100% of whatever you give it during the day.
Okay.
So as long as the battery starts off full at the end of the day, then the battery will actually run you for the most part at night.
And now how does that go in the morning? Does the battery get recharged first, and then does the system kind of take what's needed after that? How? Because that's a little bit confusing for me.
Correct. So we're trying to minimize, not eliminate, that trade-off with the power company. So let's say the battery gets you through, and at like 5 o'clock in the morning, the battery doesn't have any energy yet. So now you're pulling from the grid, but you're not pulling that much. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Your system wakes up and it's going to start overproducing right away, right? So all of that overproduction is going to go directly to your battery. Okay, and that's good because we don't want it to go to the power company.
Now I'm getting it here.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, so now during the day, if you ever have to, if your house is ever drawing more than you're producing, you also don't have to pull that from the grid either, because now your battery can supplement. So now you have 3 sources of power. You have the grid, you have solar, and you have your battery. So the battery and solar are almost always enough during the day to completely keep you off drawing from the grid. And again, because we have extra power during the day, I always use the example of an air conditioner. I have a solar system, and so I sit there and watch my system. My system may produce 5 kilowatts, and I'm only using 1, right? So I'm pumping 4 kilowatts out onto the grid or into my battery.
Right.
Okay. So then my air conditioner kicks on, and now my house is using 6 kilowatts, but I'm only producing 4, right? So now I can draw from the battery to produce the extra 2, and now I'm not drawing from the grid. And
Makes sense.
And I drain the battery a little bit. When my air conditioner kicks off, and I'm producing all that extra again, now it's going back into the battery again, okay?
Well, and you talked about this battery, too, because at first, I was kind of getting nervous when I heard the word battery backup until we talked about the lifespan on these batteries, because you weren't looking at, an absorbent amount of money every 2 or 3 years, like maybe some people think. These things last a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely warranted for 10 years. So, if I always use the car warranty example, right? If you have a 10-year car warranty, if the engine falls out of the car at year 10 and a half, you're not happy, right?
Right.
Something might go wrong.
Right.
But it shouldn't die and completely stop working, right? And so these batteries are going to be the same.
Now, whenever we're looking at this new solar design, is there going to be less equipment involved, or is it going to be a little bit more with that battery?
So there is definitely a few more things with the battery, because you're going to have like an automatic transfer switch. So, and that's the other advantage, right? So yeah, of course the battery is going to add cost to the system, but you get an additional advantage because now you can have power when the power's out. So if the grid goes out, then your battery can run your house for you.
Right.
Okay. So to make that happen and to get that approved through the power company, we have to have an automatic transfer switch that detects grid power. So if it detects that the grid power is out, then it basically shuts you off completely from the grid physically, and now you can run your own system. And so if it's sunny outside and your battery is full, you can have power.
Well, and honestly, man, that means a lot to a lot of people, because I will never forget 2006 when we had that ice storm for 3 weeks.
Yep.
And it's not just that one. I mean, how every other year it seems like we get really bad weather for a few short days, and you need that. I mean, even if it's just enough to, get the necessities going each and every day and have your own system and reliability, because hell, there's so many customers around here that are still on the grid that you could wait weeks to get your power back on. And that's not a sales pitch. That's just truth.
True. And so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the grid is getting more and more reliable every day, or less and less reliable every day?
I think it's less because of how much we're putting into it right now. It's an overload.
Exactly right. So like the pace with which we're asking for more power and the pace with which they're adding more power,
gets dangerous.
It's getting dangerous.
And there's actually conversations. We did not prepare this. This is just kind of on the fly conversation here. Is that there's actually a national conversation of we can't afford to keep adding all of this AI because our grid seriously cannot take all this power.
Well, even crypto mining. Yeah. I mean, crypto mining.
That's the big one.
Is huge. I mean, the amount of energy that a crypto miner uses is equivalent to an air conditioner, a whole home air conditioner. And that's just a single crypto miner.
Right.
We have warehouses full of crypto miners,
It's crazy. Too much. And see, that's why it's one of those things where it's just just look at it, and look at what's coming down, because there's going to be a time where the grid's going to be a little bit stressed out. It already is.
EVs.
Yeah.
Here's a more, fun one. Indoor marijuana grows.
You know what? I heard about that they're almost taking as much power as the crypto machines because of all the hydroponics and things that are involved.
Well, not only that, but they'd use indoor lighting.
Yeah.
So it's always fun to design a system for an indoor grow, because
have you guys done that?
Sure.
Oh, no kidding.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So it's fun though because we're taking sunlight, turning it into electricity, which then they turn into sunlight on the inside of the building. So
yeah,
I find that slightly ironic.
That's really cool. Well, you know, getting back into this though, Ryan, I just think it's so important to have these conversations because you hit it right on the head. I mean, it's one of those where it's just the trust and the security because right now people just want security. They want to know that, hey, when I wake up in the morning, my day is not going to change drastically if something happens.
Right.
And, you know, that you can at least be a little bit prepared and a step ahead of everybody else. And my thing is, if you have an older adult or somebody like that in your family where if God forbid the power goes out and now all of a sudden it's like, where do we put grandma or grandpa? Because it's
even CPAP.
See, that's a huge one because you could, I mean, sleep apnea kills and that's a very dangerous thing. My grandma's on a CPAP machine but it's like you need to have at least one spot for those folks during emergencies and weather emergencies to be safe and at least knowing got your own power, that's a big first step.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so like, just so you know, like there are other designs that we can do in the future.
Okay.
To where we like rather than minimize export with an expensive battery or
right.
something, we can also just minimize export with a smaller system that will use 100% of what it produces in real time. So it's still gonna not produce, but like that system might only cut your power bill in half.
Right.
Right. So if you want to get to where you're cutting your power bill by 80% or even 90 or 100%, battery. You're going to add more battery the closer you get to 100%. But if we go to 40, 50, 60% sometimes, you're going to use all of that energy in real time. So you won't export very much. And
right.
So again, like that's the way we break these down is cool. Economically speaking, what's best for this customer, how to build this system. And then how to build that system, again, most economically.
What type of battery is it?
So we have several different types. That's kind of why I haven't, like Tesla Powerwall 3 is the one that we're probably going to go to the most.
Okay.
But it depends on the application, right? So certain applications, there would be better equipment for it than the Tesla Powerwall 3s.
Right.
So, again, we're determining based on this application what we're trying to do. This is the best product for you.
Wow. And now, as we keep talking about this, how does the timeline change when you add a battery component into it? Does it slow down production a little bit for setup, or does it make it a little bit easier?
So during the height of the supply chain issue, batteries were difficult. That has calmed down a little bit, but with California doing NEM 3.0, which means everybody buys a battery there. We may start to see battery supply times start to lag a little bit, but for the most part, no. Like it does add some difficulty to the engineering part of the process, and then sometimes for the actual inspection part of the process, because now Ameren has to make sure that your system during a power outage doesn't accidentally backfeed their system and kill somebody trying to fix the line.
Okay.
So again, that inspection process can be a little more intense.
So this is a stupid question. I know it is because now that I think about it, it's obvious. But for people out there, the solar too, because work from home is a big thing in the wintertime. When you don't have Wi-Fi for 4 or 5 days, that can get a little dangerous, and you got to go into the office. Now you don't have to. At least you know that your power is going to be on to get some internet to work.
Correct. Yeah, and we have lots of different battery options. The battery option like the Tesla Powerwall, that's going to power the vast majority of your house. I mean, not all at the same time, right?
Right. Okay. Right. Just being realistic.
Right. Exactly. Like your house goes from 200 amp service to essentially somewhere south of that, right? 32 amp service. But again, most houses don't draw 32 amps at any given time.
Right.
But yes, you can use the battery is essentially an uninterruptible power supply. So for work from home, but we also have smaller battery options like that don't cost quite as much, and you can use as kind of as a portable generator, right?
Right.
What do we got going on over there?
Oh, the boss is texting me. Okay. How's this doc coming along?
How's his what?
How's his floating dock going along down there? Are you guys doing the dock for him?
Yeah, you'd have to ask Jason on that one. He's working with him on that one.
Well, you know, I think it's really important though when we talk about this because everyone kind of got really scared whenever Ameren rolled out that net metering change. It was kind of like, oh crap, this is it. We can't get solar anymore.
Right.
But that's not even the closest thing to the truth because the more we talk about this, even if with that net metering, even if it's still there, I'd probably opt for a battery backup just for that extra reliability and safety. I don't know. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you still in Illinois have the Illinois SREC program. So you have the 30% federal tax credit, you have the Illinois SREC program, and those two things combined, even though the net metering got less advantageous, you're still, sorry for the folks in Missouri, but solar's still a better deal in Illinois than it is in Missouri.
No kidding. So even with that?
Even with that. And now Missouri has the better net metering.
Right.
Right? And so I wonder when Ameren, Missouri will change their net metering.
6 months.
Yeah, pretty soon.
6 months.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen. But
they'll keep the illegal slot machines open.
But again, but we don't have an SREC in Missouri, though.
Right.
So that's an extra 20 to 30% of the cost of your system paid for through incentives.
Now, and let's talk about that because, I mean, with the SREC and with all the other things, out of the grand scheme of it, what does that 1-to-1 really eliminate percentage-wise of the overall cost? I mean, we're probably talking under probably 15, wouldn't we, if we really looked at it?
Sure. So easy way that I look at it,
okay.
If I design a system in Missouri with no SREC, just a 30% tax credit, and I don't need a battery over there because they have better net metering, that system's net cost to the customer will be the same as the system in Illinois with the battery.
Okay.
Because the SREC is essentially paying for the battery.
Yep.
Right? So it's still, those two net costs to the customer, the exact same. The Illinois customer gets power when the power is out, right? And the Missouri customer just gets slightly better net metering.
Wow. Well,
But the net cost ends up being about the same.
Well, and see, that's big to know because for so many people that thought that was the end of their solar journey that never started, it's not. And
no.
Now, granted, yeah, you had some time to get on to get the net metering, before it changed over, but it's not holding you back. I mean, to me, it really seems like a positive thing because at least now you know that you definitely have that battery backup and you are safe and reliable.
Right. And so, that's another thing I'd tell all the customers that hey, if you miss the boat on net metering, don't miss the boat on the SREC because it too will not last forever. So,
and it's not a sales pitch. That's just reality.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, sorry guys, the government's realizing, we're getting a little too free with this stuff.
Well, and they're gonna hit their target. When they hit their target, that's it. Right.
That's why I love having you guys on because you aren't sales pitching when you come on here, just talking about things that you encounter.
Right.
Now,
it sells itself, really.
Is there even any room left for you guys this year? I'm not being funny, but when it comes to scheduling or at least getting a quote in, I mean, you're probably pretty backed up.
Well, so a few weeks ago, I told you after August 15th, between August 15th and September 15th, I was going to hem and haw a lot with customers, right?
Yeah.
And that's basically where we're at right now. So, the bottom line is, are we going to promise you? Nowhere close to that. We would never promise you. But your best bet is still to do it.
Yeah.
Right? If there is a chance to do it, waiting 2 more weeks isn't going to help.
Look what waiting got you right now.
Right. I mean, yeah. So and if there are people out there promising you net metering, they're like, "Oh yeah, we can do it." Like that local company won't promise net metering. We will. That's scary because let's say they make that promise and let's say they don't accomplish that promise. What is your recourse as a customer if they don't accomplish getting you the good net metering? Your only recourse is really to sue them, and now you're in a civil lawsuit with a company from California or wherever it is.
Which will cost you more to go through than what you're going to get out of it.
And will you actually... No. Will you actually win? Will they have some clause in their contract where like everything we said earlier is,
Well, if it snowed on the second Tuesday, it's in there.
Exactly. So, be wary of anybody making promises they shouldn't.
Man, Ryan, I always love talking to you, man. And as I was talking to Ryan about earlier, next time Jason's on in 2 weeks, we are going to be doing my own solar quote and going through my power bill. I'm nervous.
A little offended, CJ, but
I know. Ryan, man, always great talking to you guys. GridSolarLLC.com. That's GridSolarLLC.com, and start with your free solar design today. We have to talk about grow systems. That sounds fun. Daily Show hits you on a Monday right after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on Riverbender.com.
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you on a Monday, 10:36. That is the time. Joining us on the line now is the Mayor of Medora, Derek Isringhausen. Sir, good morning. Happy Monday to you.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you, too.
Well, it is going to be a fun time in Medora. Fill me in on this. This is a big event, 150th year celebration, and there's a lot of stuff happening on the 14th.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things going on. We've got a parade that's going to start at 10 a.m., followed by a car show at 11:30. When noon hits, we're going to have some attendance prizes. Got all kinds of neat stuff going on there. We're going to do a basket bingo from noon to 1. We're going to have a beard competition for the best beard going. You can sign up at the prize booth for that. We just got all kinds of things going. You know, we got 2 p.m. We're going to have a little Mr. and Mrs. Pageant go. We're going to have a band going from 5 to 9 p.m. We're going to have some raffle drawings around 8 o'clock. You can purchase tickets for those. Got some pretty cool prizes going, too. First place gets a really nice cooler and some camping gear. Second prize is going to get a 10-foot Halloween outdoor animated skeleton.
That's really
third
cool.
Place, yeah. Third place is going to get a Medora package basket. Fourth place will get a Craftsman battery-operated leaf blower. And then fifth place will get a $100 gift card to Bagley's Meat Market. Then around 9 p.m. we're going to close. But, I mean, we have a lot of things going. We have food trucks, all kinds of activities for the kids, for everybody. We encourage everybody to come. You don't have to be from Medora to come, come help us celebrate. We're working hard on getting some stuff cleaned up in town and making the town just better for everybody. And would love to see everybody come out.
Well, and honestly, Derek, that's a really cool thing to be a part of. In all seriousness, I mean, this opportunity to celebrate 150 years has got to just be exciting for all of you. I mean, there's a lot of history up there, and for the local families, what are their thoughts just heading into the 14th?
You know, we've had a lot of families come out and help and are looking forward to attending and helping in every event that they can. Our Park and Rec department there at Medora has just been top notch here of late. They started this Park and Rec group probably 1.5 to 2 years ago, and have really just come together and done a lot of things for the community.
This is that's not to cut you off, but for the folks that are just tuning in, this is an awesome opportunity to get up there and celebrate all the hard work at Medora. September the 14th, the parade starts at 10 a.m. Car show and basket bingo at 11. The Best Beard contest at 1. Little Mr. and Miss pageant at 2 p.m. and then live music from 4 to 9 with a ton of fun. You see it on your screen, and I just think it's great to hear that, Mayor Isringhausen. That's a wonderful thing to shout out with your Park and Rec staff, and it shows you just how important those roles are for your community.
Yes, yeah, and we encourage anybody in town that didn't know we had a Park and Rec community, a deal going, that come out and be part of it. Always looking for help and new members, and just a way to shake things up and get everybody involved, and kind of come together as a community. We're really trying to do that. A lot of people have went other ways and not cared about a community, and we're just a small town, and want to get things going with everybody.
Well, and that's a good point, Mayor, is the fact, and especially where you guys are at Medora, and I say this to, all the time to especially smaller population towns, is it seems like you guys have to work harder than anybody to, raise awareness, and because you aren't getting, massive grants every other day. You aren't, and you have to keep fighting for those, and it just shows, why it's so important to go out there and be a part of this event, regardless of if you've been Medora for 50 years, 150, or if you just want to stop by for 50 minutes and say, hey guys, good work.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We encourage everybody, all the surrounding communities, to come up and join us and help us celebrate.
Well, how many people were involved in planning this event, Mayor?
There's quite a bit that sit in on the Park and Rec. We've had a lot of people from the outside, like the car shows and things like that, that aren't really on the Park and Rec committee, but have said, hey, we'd like to have a car show. And I'd say there's a good 10 to 12 members of the Park and Rec committee, and then a lot of outside people. We're also, another big thing that a lot of people might not know about, but we also are going to have Annie Kohler there. She's has made a kid's book and published a kid's book, and she's going to be there. We're going to be doing some things with her book, some hats and some t-shirts and stuff. So that's pretty neat to have somebody local like that that's published a kid's book.
Really cool. Well, and honestly, I'm seeing, from the petting zoos, there's raffles, photo booths, vendors, prizes. Who's playing live music from 4 to 9?
So the live music is going to be, let me make sure I got this right. And you know that they told me who was going to do it, but let me make sure that I do this right here. The live music, the band is Back in the Saddle.
Oh, they're great. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, yep.
And with that being said, we got about 5 minutes or a couple minutes left here, Mayor, and I wanted to ask you, is time still available to be a part of the car show, or is that registration closed?
That was an outside group that did that.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure if they had like a registration or a cutoff time. I'm not sure about that. I do know that as of last week, I had another guy reach out to me, and he's going to be in it. So I would say that you could probably reach out to the Medora Park and Rec, and they've got the info on who's doing the car show if you're interested. Absolutely. More the merrier. I don't think we're going to try to, turn anybody down for anything. We'd like everybody to show up. So I I would reach out to Medora Park and Rec if you guys are interested.
Well, absolutely. And Mayor, you know, just hearing some of those raffles you were talking about earlier, plus some of the vendors, I'm sure it's got to be nice too for those ones that are local vendors and even just outside of the Medora area that are there and just being a part of this. And, you know, for you as mayor of Medora, what's it mean to really be a part of such a monumental anniversary?
Oh, it's huge. You know, I am just a small town kid. Grew up in the Southwestern School District. Love the small town community. I've been fortunate enough to be mayor for about 7 years now in Medora. You know, doing what I can to help. I've got a family. Trying to, you know, raise 3 little kids and try to still be part of the community so the kids have something when they get older. You know. But yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been a great deal. Really excited. You don't get to do this very often, you know. It's a big deal. So
100%. And now, is all the man, our text line is going nuts today for you, Mayor. I got a question. Is the events like the bounce house, the petting zoo, photo booth, vendors? Is that all? What time does that start on Saturday?
So right after the parade, we will get right into, after the parade, we're going to open at 10 a.m. So all that stuff will be going on from, I would say, 11 to 9 o'clock at closing time.
Really?
And I just got a text message myself, and you still can sign up for the car show.
I like it. Thanks for tuning in and answering our questions.
Yes.
Well,
so, yeah, and then we'll have we're going to have some adults and some volunteers and things like that doing the bounce houses and things like that, you know, trying to keep everybody safe. We just encourage all the kids to listen to the adults. You know, if they ask you not to do something, please, you know, be respectful and not do it. Everybody there is going to be basically a volunteer. So, you know, it's taken a lot of volunteers to get this thing going and a lot of people taking time out of their day to help out. So,
well, and Mayor Isringhausen, thank you for letting Riverbender.com be a part of this and help getting the word out. You guys have seen it on the Riverbender website for a couple of weeks now, that Medora, Illinois graphic that we're airing on the screen. The parade starts at 10 a.m., followed by that car show, basket bingo, best beard contest, Little Mr. and Miss Pageant, live music, bounce houses, the petting zoo, photo booths, raffles, vendors, so much more coming up in just about 5 days. And Mayor Isringhausen, one more time for the folks that maybe didn't hear it as we got it on in and settled in. Where is the park and what's the address?
So the park is the best way to get to the park. I don't know if it's got its own address, but the Medora Grade School, Medora Intermediate Grade School, is right across from the park. Tennis courts, park, the whole nine. If you get to the grade school where the parking's going to be at, you are going to find the park because you will see plenty of bounce houses and things like that. The school is on the inside of town on the end. Easy to find. I can get you the address to the Medora Intermediate School.
And while we have you too, we'll link everything in a write-up on Riverbender.com as the mayor is pulling up that address. But if we can't find it, Mayor, it's all good. We'll link everything later. I just, you know, I really just appreciate your time. I know how busy everything is right now for you guys, and for us to be a part of it here at Riverbender.com means a lot for us. We hope you have a great 150th, and we hope our Riverbenders can get on up your way.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll send you over a link to the address and look forward to seeing anybody that can make it out.
Absolutely. Mayor Derek Isringhausen, the mayor of the Village of Medora, thank you so much. The 150th comes up in just 5 days. We hope to see you there with that parade starting at 10. Mayor, we'll talk again soon.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. Take a quick break. Daily Show on a Monday hits you in the nose next.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on Riverbender.com.
Oh, 10:49, busy 10 o'clock hour for us. CJ Nasello, it's Our Daily Show. Friend of the show at this point, Adam Marburger. How we doing, man?
Really good. Happy Monday, my brother.
Oh, man. We were just talking. You had a good field trip today, getting all the kiddos dropped off and getting everybody where they need to go.
Yeah, I'm an Uber driver that doesn't get paid.
We always call my grandpa Charlie's cab service.
Yeah.
Never paid either, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I kept seeing something on Facebook, and I got tagged in it a couple of times. Riverbend Rescue, and this is really cool. This Keys for Kids event I saw so much about, and then finally, you gave me a text saying we're talking about it. I'm excited because this seems like a really big opportunity for us as a community once again to come together.
Yeah, to come together, most importantly to serve.
Yeah.
To do our part,
Big
to
part.
contribute
Yeah.
and serve. And yeah, it's Riverbend Rescue is a passion project that means so much to me.
Yeah.
And we started really doing this about a handful of years ago. We started the nonprofit just recently, but a handful of years ago, we would find families in the community that couldn't afford to buy their kids Christmas, right?
Yep.
And so the whole idea of Bobby showing up to school, Bobby's in 3rd grade, right? Bobby shows up after Christmas break, and he's got the new Jordans and all the swag. And then you got Tommy showing up who got nothing. So now Tommy's like, what the heck? Does Santa not love me? Am I not important?
Yeah.
So that really strikes a chord with me. So we gave, because I believe from a biblical standpoint, we're supposed to give, and we're not really supposed to talk about it, right? We're not supposed to boast. We're not supposed to brag.
You aren't supposed to take that video of giving $10 to the homeless guy and then putting it on your Facebook.
No,
that pisses me off.
We're not called to do that.
Yeah.
However, there's another piece. So our heart is in the right place, and we were silent for about 5 years, but we could only do so much. Like I could only do so much. So why not create a nonprofit, bring fellow folks together in the community that want to be a part of this, and let's be vocal about it. Let's be as vocal as we possibly can, because the more money we raise, the more impact that we can have, and the more we can help these families that need it the most.
Well, and we were talking about that when believe it or not, when I had that delivery business, I saw both sides of the train tracks in this region. It wasn't just Alton. I mean, hell, Cisco was my biggest partner, and I went to a lot of places. And Adam, when you had kids that didn't even have a front door, I mean, seriously, and you and I were just talking, I was getting so frustrated during the pandemic because that was that kid's only meal. And, there's been community drives that I've been a part of where instead of kids wanting, an Xbox for Christmas, all they wanted was deodorant.
Hey, let me tell you this. So when we did this for the last 5 years, it was a coaching opportunity. This is what we would do. We would get the list. Our good friend in the community, Al Womack, and I, we would work together, and he would get me list that these families, these kids would ask for these items. It's freaking bras,
Yeah.
and underwear, and socks,
Yeah.
and sweatshirts. These kids were asking for pots and pans so their grandparents can cook for them. The level of items that these things would ask for really broke my heart. And it for my kids and their selfish side of this, the coaching opportunity came so my kids could see, hey, you're blessed.
Right.
And this is what the community, a lot of the community's looking for. And look what you have. So it's our time to serve. And so getting my kids involved was very important.
It's huge. And, we always talk about, this generation maturing too fast. And social media plays a part in it, yeah. But it's situations like that a kid grows up at 40 years old at 4 when they're sitting there going, my mac and cheese has a bunch of grime from the pots that grandma's using. So Santa, get grandma some pots and pans.
Yes.
Give us some clothes. Necessities.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
that's what,
Yes.
and this is a great way to maybe start helping that, maturity level start slowing down so these kids can be kids.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important too, as an entrepreneur, it's an entrepreneur's due diligence and obligation to give back and serve to the community. And so my message, I want to be vocal to other entrepreneurs. Let's spend some money.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's literally let's not be greedy. Let's pull the freaking wallet out of your back pocket. And whether it's my nonprofit or any nonprofit or going down to the food shelter or doing whatever that is, you are to contribute into your local community.
100%.
That's what we're called to do, period.
100%. And now when did you decide, hey, it's time to put Riverbend Rescue in name and get some branding behind it and let's make this our own?
I will have to give my amazing executive assistant, Laura Georgioff, kind of a plug here. So you know me, I do a lot of things.
Right.
Like, so I'm all over.
Right.
There's a lot of bouncing balls. Laura came into my life about a year ago, and she took these bouncing balls and she put them into compartments. We have a lot of structure in all of our organizations now. So Laura kind of led the charge, did all the filings, helped me put together a committee, and she's been a blessing.
That's priceless, honestly, because
yeah.
man.
And then Kaylee Weber. So we've got some help. So we've got a small committee that's helping. I've got family, friends helping out, but Laura Georgioff is the one who really who helped me put this into motion, is what she did.
What's the reason for the name Keys for Kids?
So what we're doing is we have a fun November 16th.
Okay.
Dueling pianos.
Really cool.
So we've got dueling pianos, silent auction. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be food. There's going to be collaboration. There's going to be networking. There's going to be a really nice time. It's going to be really, really fun. So that's why we called it Keys for Kids. 100%. And we've already had some hefty donations. I'm not going to plug on the air all of our sponsors, but if you go to our Facebook page, we actually have an event page, Keys for Kids. So if you get on Facebook, go to Keys for Kids or follow us at Riverbend Rescue. But we're giving shout outs to all of our wonderful sponsors that are helping out.
Well, and that's what I wanted to talk about too, because I ran a segment a couple of maybe 6 months on the show about Madison County nonprofits and how much of a beating they were taking, because it just, everyone, it just seemed like it was just rough for them, and the donations started to slow down because a lot of theirs are grassroots, $5, $10, $15, and $20.
Yep.
But what I think is really positive here is that you have so many people that are saying yes to this.
Yes. Oh,
and,
yeah.
That's what I find so really just mesmerizing about our community, because no matter what we're going through, if there's a good mission and there's passion, we're going to support it.
Yeah, we should support it. And I make this very clear. 100% of the proceeds. There's nobody taking a salary on our nonprofit. Every dollar comes in, goes right back into the community, and we are working with the local school systems. We are going to be helping the kids in most need. The families in most need are the families we're here to serve.
Well, and just like this, I'm on Riverbend Rescue's Facebook page, and you guys can just see this for yourself. This is what I find so cool. We'll go on the scene here. And let me take the slower third down so we can truly see it. You see, there's Lau's Brick House, and I always say that wrong. Is it Lau or
It's Locks.
God,
yeah, they're our official event sponsor.
You know what's funny? I've always put the X silent to give it more spice.
If you haven't eaten there, you need to.
It is
ASAP.
good. It is
so good.
very
Yes,
good.
yes.
And then you got, American Quality Fencing, who's contributing their time and being a part of this. Oasis Pool.
stepped
Man,
up.
they know how to make a pool.
They can build a pool. I will give them that.
And then, Connect Video, another great company. And
Chris Vandehey's amazing.
And then you got, Rick, so I mean, just it keeps going on and on, and it's just really cool to see. So, guys, be a part. How does someone sponsor?
So they can reach out to us. They can reach out to us directly on the Riverbend Rescue. Leave us a message. They can reach out to me personally. I'm pretty easy to find online. Find me on Facebook. There's a lot of impersonation accounts. I'm the one with the blue check mark.
Yeah.
Find me online. Shoot me a PM. If you want to be a part of this event, you want to donate to this event, we'd love to have you. We need help. The youth in our community, they need help. We're here to serve. Yes.
And honestly, guys, the event's Saturday, November 16th, so you have time to mark it on your calendar. There's an Eventbrite link on the Facebook page that will link in an article and will link in our on-demand interviews so we can get some extra weight off of this. And tickets are really affordable for a fundraising event, which is only $50.
$50 for a ticket. That pays for your food. That pays for your drink. That pays for it's all included into that price.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes.
You guys are doing this right.
We're going to have... We're going to have some fun, and like I said, we're here to raise these funds so it goes right back into the community.
Well, it's so important that we have those too, because we always look at and big nonprofits are great, those national ones, but whenever something like this is going directly back, because if you look down the national breakdown, we're talking tenths of percents are going into communities sometimes if you truly look at their roadmap and their structure. Here you're actually getting, if you get 30,000, well, guess what? Yeah. That's 30,000 back to us.
We're going to raise that. I'd like to raise 50,000.
It should happen.
I've got a little over 10,000 right now in just donations on my personal fundraising efforts.
Awesome.
And we would like to get to 50, but we're going to, it's a blessing. Every dollar is a blessing. So, I mean, I ask people to give with their hearts, give what they can, just contribute as much as they possibly can.
And what I think's cool about this show, because we with the Haskell Park Pavilion, someone was watching and said, I'm going to write you a check today. Great. So if someone's watching this right now and wants to help, and this is why I think so cool, it's not just a rubric where we're only giving away socks or tennis shoes, and because all that's needed, but there's also that individual that just needs a little bit of it all.
Yes.
And that's why I love to have you guys here, because it's so tailor-made per that individual.
Amen.
Where they're going to reach out, that school district is, and say, hey, Tommy needs shoes, deodorant needs this.
Yeah.
That's important.
And that's exactly, and going to the schools is the play, because they have their finger on the pulse.
They do.
They know what's going on.
And we were just talking to Elaine Kane the other day about that and how important those roles that they have at schools are, because, they are reporting to counselors, and those security guards are going, hey, I noticed that, Johnny over there wasn't really looking the best today. He has holes in his shoes. Those conversations do happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, and this is so important, guys. November the 16th, Keys for Kids, the Riverbend Dueling Pianos.
It's going to be so fun.
They are awesome. They're at Bakers and Hale, and they kick ass.
We're gonna have a good time.
Now,
we can do what we're supposed to do for our community, but we can do it while having a good time.
Exactly. That's what we do better than anybody. That's what we do better than anybody is that. But now, what are the silent auction items? Have we figured that out yet?
Oh, there's going to be, green seat tickets to Cardinal games. There's going to be blue stuff. Laura's got a list of items.
Are you serious?
Really know. She hasn't shown me the list, but there's going to be some cool stuff included on that. And then we're going to do a 50-50 raffle. I mean, it's just going to be a really fun night. It's going to be cool. What's cool too is you get to bring a lot of like-minded people together in the community. They're not all business owners, but there's people that all walks of life that you can rub elbows, meet new people, make new connections. I say this a lot. You're always one connection away from your life completely changing.
You're right.
So if you think about that, right? So if anything, come out and support this event, because it's the right thing to help support our youth and our community, but you just might meet somebody that could change your life too along the way.
Well, and you know what? Honestly, going to that event, let's be honest, in November, we have a stick up our asses a lot of the times because it's Christmas time and bills are tied and things happen. Be a part of this event and let the Scrooge get out of you early and you realize why we're a part of this.
Amen to that.
Man, I just love what you're doing. We'll have to get you on closer as we keep getting closer to the date and having those updates.
Absolutely.
Guys, we'll link everything online. We're a little bit over. I got to get out of here today. Adam, always great talking to you, man.
Have a great day.
All of you guys, we have a jam-packed show tomorrow on Tuesday, but until then, you got one thing to do. Enjoy the nice weather, and as always, try your best to stay out of jail.